How long did it take you to begin meeting women regularly without dating apps?
Well, back when I got started, there were no dating apps. You could put like some dudes would put classified ads. There were literally classified ads you could put, and then you would like meet at you talk on the phone for a while, then you meet at a restaurant or a neutral location back in the day. But that was always kind of looked down upon or frowned upon. But back in my day, it's like and just growing up in high school, it's like I grew up in mostly the same area, and so I got to know a lot of people. Like I grew up with a lot of girls, and then when I went to high school, Gibbons. It's like I had a lot of friends that I grown up with that were there. I met a lot of new people, met a lot of girls that I went to school with, a lot of pretty girls, and same thing in college. So it's like, and then all through college, it's like we were always out every weekend, Friday, Saturday. We were partying like rock stars, having a good time. And even when everybody graduated college and they all moved back down to South Florida, it's like every weekend was like a college reunion. I would go out and I would literally see 50 to 100 people that I knew. And usually at least half of them were girls. And every time it was just always a new group of girls. And it was just great for your social life and meeting people. So I was in customer service when I was in my 20s. I was 10 in bar. So it was. And even when I was in middle school, I was working for my parents, and so I was given change. I was taking orders. So at a young age, I had to learn people skills because I was forced to, and that's why it's always good to work in the food service industry, 10 bar, wait tables, because you have to deal with everybody: pretty girls, irate assholes, nice people, old people, people that can't hear, people that are stupid, people that sit there and change their mind 15 different times, or they want to ask you about every single item on the menu or whatever, and they annoy you. It's like you get to deal with the gamut. You get to deal with, if you're a guy, beautiful women hitting on you. You get to deal with gay dudes hitting on you and saying all kinds of things. So it's like, I can understand, especially like when I was 10 in bar, because there were a lot of gay people that came in the bar where I worked, and a lot of them hit on me as like, 21, 22 years old. And it's like, it did bother me. I would bust their balls about it, but you kind of have some empathy and compassion for hot women, what they have to deal with when dudes are hitting on them and they're bad pickup artists. It's like, so, but everybody should experience that. And plus, you get obviously cute girls hitting on you as well. And so that's a good thing. When you're having fun and you're fit and you're in shape, which, I mean, 74% of all Americans are obese or overweight. If you're fit and in shape and you look good and you have nice, tight fitting clothes, you're already ahead of almost 75% of your potential competition physically. So that's a cheat code in and of itself. And if you can develop yourself to the point where you develop your social skills and you can develop your small talk, and wherever you go, you can talk to people and chat them up. That's a cheat code. Most women these days have the experience that guys are hitting up through Facebook or Instagram or whatever, and very rarely, especially the prettier they are, they say they get asked out or even hit on in person. I see guys creepily staring at them, but a good dude that's got charisma that approaches them, it's a rare thing. Most of the time, it's like dudes that got bad game or bad attitudes. Or I'm sure you girls have all rejected guys, and they didn't take it too well when you said no to them.
They've been consuming the red pill, and it's not prescribed by their doctor, unfortunately.
Yeah.
They found it at a CVS pharmacy or a Walgreens over the counter, and they're like, "Oh, this has 50,000 IU. Sounds good." But what I felt is most effective, and I've even had guy friends who get discouraged and often feel like they have bad luck when it comes to meeting women. Definitely meet friends of friends, just socialize in general, because it's not just like to network and stuff, but you're just meeting people, and who knows, you might run into someone that you connect with. Mm-hmm. And meeting someone organically is so much better than just meeting someone on Tinder or Hinge or whatever.
Absolutely.
Like attracts like. People that like the same things tend to like each other, and that's the downside if you're a transplant or you move around a lot, is that especially if you're only in a place or a city for a year or two and then you pick up and move, it's just as you're starting to make a nice group of friends and people to socialize with, and now you're moving to another city or another country, and it's like hitting the reset button. So it can be very beneficial to grow up or live in an area for a long time, and you develop places that you like to go, you like to eat, you go into restaurants and people know you by name, you know the waiters by name. If you even if you're going there by yourself and all 10 of the people that work there come up to you, say hello, they're gonna be pretty girls at the next table. You seem like the mayor. That gives you social proof, even though you're sitting there by yourself. And that all comes as a result of losing yourself in your hobbies, your interests, the things you love doing for fun. If you're into golfing, be hanging out at the country club all the time. If you're into yachting and boating, you hang out at the yacht club all the time. If you love hanging out at the beach, you join a beach club. There's all kind. If you love shooting and hunting, just go, like whenever I go down to the outdoor gun range in Homestead, I always see people that I know down there, friends of mine, dudes I've trained with, and it's a great environment. People who like the same things tend to like each other, and things I love about people who are in the gun community is they're typically family oriented, high character, high integrity type of people that are family oriented. And you could all of us can always use good family oriented, high character, high integrity people in our lives. So that's why it's important to have a great social life full of activities that you love and enjoy.
And also it's I mean, you kind of have to pay attention to signs or opportunities. So say you're someone that isn't like too big when it comes to parties, or you just have like that social anxiety or whatever the case may be. If your friend's inviting you to a party, muster up the courage and actually go to that party, because you don't know who you're going to meet. Or muster up the courage to go to, I don't know, like some salsa night
You got to get out of
somewhere.
the house. You got to socialize and mingle with people that like the same things. Some people like, bar hopping. Some people like going to clubs. But most people, most men and women typically meet just as a side effect of living their social life. It's like like attracts like. People that like the same things tend to like each other, and there'll be all these tangential relationships. That was what was great about growing up in South Florida and going to school down here. Is like I could go out to a bar and run into somebody I went to middle school with or I went to elementary school with, and we always would run into each other. Maybe live in the same neighborhood, and then you would run into them, and they'd be out with their group of friends. There'd be girls attached to them, and you have a lot in common because you know each other, and it's real easy to strike up a conversation, especially when somebody's introducing you. You automatically have social proof. You're automatically seen as a guy that's safe because you have social proof and they're a similar group of friends. And if the people around them already like you, they're going to be inclined to like you. And it makes things way easier. It's just like in business, when you have a referral or a customer that comes from referrals, they're already pre-sold on you because their friend already, in essence, vouched for you. So social proof is a big thing. So anything you can do to support that, lose yourself in your hobbies and your interests, and be there all the time, be the guy that's hanging out at the yacht club all the time. You're gonna get to know everybody in there, and they'll introduce you to other people. You'll make other friends, or the country club, same thing. That's why go lose yourself in your hobbies, your interests. If you're a gym rat, you love hanging out at certain types of gyms where muscleheads or meatheads hang out or whatever. It's like you'll meet other guys there, or the gearheads. You'll meet other guys. You'll meet your tribe. That's you gotta get out and you gotta participate with humanity.
There's literally so many ways that can go. It's like so many directions. It's one of those things where it's like people do limit themselves. Say if there's a bunch of anime geeks out there, go to conventions, talk to pretty girls dressed with like
What is it?
really
The
nice
cosplay they
outfits,
call it?
cosplaying, or D&D tournaments, or if you're into sporting events
Science
or a sports
fiction.
themed night at a bar, go for that. If you have a friend who knows a friend who's throwing a really big party and they're known for big parties, go to those. If you're into, I don't know what else, arts and crafts, go to like an arts and crafts thing.
I used
There's
to
so
join a
many things.
class.
There's literally so many ways it could go. It's just,
Yeah.
you can't limit yourself. You just have to choose a path out of like thousands of paths. Just choose one and go from there.
When I lived in Orlando, I had a good friend. He always had games to the Orlando Magic. Plus, we would go to the Predators games, which is the arena football team that was there at the time. And there was this bar in the hotel. It was right next to the arena before they built the new Amway Center there. And I used to go there off and on throughout the year with my friend, and then there just because you'd run into other people that were like season ticket holders, and they like going to you walk in there and within a matter of a year or so of hanging out there, it's like every time you walk in there, there's like 15, 20 people that you know. So every time you go in there, you see people you know, and then they're always with different people each time. They might be bringing different people their girlfriends might be bringing other girlfriends from work or whatever for their extra tickets that they have, and it's like Chunky sitting in the same section at the games over the years. If you continually keep the same seats, you meet other people that love the team and are into season tickets. So it's just being a regular someplace that's fun for you. You'll meet other people.
I want to do it so bad. Can I?
No, that was weird.
Go Cats!
Okay.
Okay, Florida Panthers. You were like, what?
Yeah.